Hey everyone, Aussie Viking here to do another unboxing of the Neca Jason Libs Friday the 13th part 6, was it? I think it was 6. Yeah, 6. Great film. Really like that actually. So, the good old Neca. As a child, Tommy Jarvis did what many others died trying to do. He killed Jason Voorhees, the mass murderer who terrorized the residents of Crystal Lake. Years later, tormented by the fear that maybe Jason isn't really dead, Tommy and a friend make a fateful trip to Jason's grave and fucking resurrect the guy. That was actually a really good one, if I remember correctly. They had the guy from Return of the Living Dead. Great film. Fantastic film. So, this was the Neca one. Now, this is interesting. If you haven't heard the other story, is this Neca one was $50 down from $60, which is pretty good. In Australia, though, we have the Black Series, and the bastards were selling the Black Series for $40 for the Black Series. And as you can tell here, the detail alone on Jason is worth the money. I would say $40 for this makes sense, but for the Black Series, no. Look at that. Jason's mask. Jason Voorhees' grave. Yeah. Alright, so the box, got little Jason over here. I always enjoyed that movie, to be truthful. It was a great, like, comedy fest of, like, it was kind of like a stereotype, if I remember correctly, of basically Friday the 13th and horror films at the time, in general. It was great. Some great kills, some great insanity. Only downside was there was no nudity. I know what it sounds. What? Nudity? I don't know. The Friday the 13th kind of needs that shit. But, yeah. Pretty happy I bought this. I do love the Neca ones. This is my third Neca figurine. Well, I've got more, but, like, my third that I bought, because this was the first one I went to. Because, first of all, it was $50 down from $60. Straight away, I bought that. And they sold out. Although they only had, like, 3 there, but still. So my first Neca one was Predator from, I believe, AVP, and the Nintendo sort of Alien. So, yeah. Great box. Great everything, really. Really like the look of it. You can just get a bit of a zoom here. You've got Jason with that really awesome kill at the start where he's all angry, although he's always angry, and his face and his grave. So, yeah. Anyway, let's open him. I'll be back in a tick. And we're back. So, as you can tell, he looks amazing. Look at that. Like, the detail on his face is just exquisite. And his entire body is beautiful. So first up, you get a really good background of, I guess, his house, or his grave. His grave, sorry. That's his grave. Great, great detail. They love that. I love the fact, and what's great is, I love it because you can just have him there. This is basically a set piece for him to have, and I've always liked that about Neca. We've got Jason's tombstone. We have his weapons, his mask, and his, well, basically like the first kill, if I remember, because that gets stuck into him, that brings him back to life, but then he uses that to kill a whole lot of people. So, look at that. So let's get him out. Hang on, I think he's got to back those stupid back things, which makes sense. Just because they make sense doesn't mean it's not stupid. Well, it really depends on your perspective and what you want and shit. So, alright, you're out. Awesome. So, let's grab good old Jason Voorhees. Alrighty. Alright. So, as you can tell, the paint job is amazing. Look at that. Fantastic. The exposed head and, oh, this is worth the money. These Neca toys have always been worth the money, I think. Look at that, the back of his head. the detail, things like that, where you can, you know, put in his machete. For me, it goes like, these are almost Hot Toys level. I mean, not 100%, of course. Hot Toys are bigger and actually probably have more movement, and feel better because they use real objects. But these, for what it is pretty damn good. It's got some good movement, a bit stiff, although, to be truthful, I think the stiffness kind of adds the effect because, well, he's Jason. He's supposed to be stiff. But yeah, you can move his arms pretty wide. You can move that. He's got like double joints there. Don't think you can... Oh no, you can move his hands, but they're a bit hard. They can be a bit, yeah, not bad though. His head goes 360 degrees, which is awesome. And has he got a torso? Oh yeah, he's got a bit of a torso crunch. Pretty good indeed. He's got his legs. Legs work pretty well. And he can ninja in the he. You could have him do something like this. And he's going for the kick. That's where you get a decapitated head and he goes for the kick there. So, detail-wise, he looks fantastic. Now, let's have a look at his, well, accessories. So, first up, we'll get out his Jason Voorhees tombstone. God. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad at all. Very tough, very nice, very detailed, and very dead, as you'd expect. Let's get out his machete, or his machete and knife. Oh, that one dropped. So, first up, he's got an extra hand, I believe, which would probably be used for either the knife or the machete, or both. As you can tell here. Well, the knife fits pretty well. So it's possible that was used for the knife. And I'd assume that he is... Oh no. Maybe that's not for the knife. That might be for the machete, since it looks like it would fit the machete. Yeah, that's for the machete. Okay. So that's his machete hand. And his knife can either most likely go into one of these. Kind of like that. Or I imagine it could just very well be like you can fit it into that. Yeah. That's cool. That's nice. Nice little details there that allow him to do that. And I absolutely love that. Now, I'd assume that looks like it's on the right hand. You just do what they do. Hang on, this one might be a... Well, obviously his hand can come out, but I assume that it might be a bit trickier than what we're used to. And I don't want to just jump in and try to like break it. I'm sure that there is a way to get the pin out, but it might be a bit too hard. Hang on. Yeah, okay. So the pin, you just gotta just rip out. And then you can have him put his, it's very tight squeeze. Holy shit, there's a lot of shit to go in there. There's a lot of pressure you got to put in there, which if you're someone who doesn't really want to break these things, might be a bit hard for you. God, you have to put a lot of pressure into these things, don't you? Yeah. Put you in there. And he's got his beautiful machete. Alright, next up, let's get his mask out, because I'm loving his mask. One of the most iconic masks to date. And by the looks of it, you can actually put on him, which is amazing. So, here is his mask. His beautiful little mask. Come on, boy. Of course, it's going to be a bit hard to focus on. But, his mask looks amazing. The backs. Stuff like that. Let's put it on him just so and see. So you just whack it over his head. And it fits beautifully, as you'd expect. Right. Here he is. Jason from They Live. Oh, man. That looks amazing. And then, of course, you can change it. You can put it on his side. You could do many things with it. But, yeah, there he is with his mask. You could lift it up a bit and just show a bit of his face. Yeah. Very, very impressed with this Neca one. And honestly, worth the $50. Obviously, if you live somewhere else in the world, it might be cheaper, it could be more, who knows. But that looks beautiful. It looks absolutely stunning. Look at that. That's Jason for you. That is Jason right there. Now, we got one more thing to look at. And it's what brings him to life. The pole of the... I guess it was from the thing. The pole of the graveyard. So, I think you just put it together. Yep, you just put it together like this. And there you go. We'll just move out the way. My autofocus is being a bit of a weirdo. I gotta change those settings around. This is all a learning curve for me. Because you want to do auto for stuff like this when you do it use a camera. And manual is, well, that's a different beast altogether. So, what's great about this is you could just... Well, actually, what's great about this is to put it together into his hands, you literally just grab both ends. And by the looks of it, you just piece it in. There we go. Oh. So to do it, you basically got to pierce it in like that and then push that one in. And once you've done that properly, can be a bit hard, but yeah. Once you've done that, it should look pretty well. But in the end, it's just a straight piece that he kills a lot of people with. I'm probably going to display him with just kind of like the iconic normal face and stuff. I think that looks good enough for me. But honestly, he looks fantastic and probably one of my best and my favorite Neca toys. Makes me want to hopefully undo the Freddy versus the Freddy one, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't know how much that one is actually worth on the internet. But you know what? That looks amazing. And yeah, that's Aussie Viking out. Sorry if it's a bit too hard on the tops in terms of the focusing and stuff. A few settings got to change around with. And I'm trying new stuff. But hey, live and let learn. Anyway, overall, this Neca toy is fantastic. If you see this in the shops and you don't already own it, get it. It's fantastic. I don't know if I'd give it a score. If I did, man, giving a score is a bit hard. I would say it's probably, I'd say it's an 8. The reason that it's not any higher is because Well, because it seems like it is missing just something, and I don't know what that something is, which is the problem. See, this is why I hate giving, like, scores, and by the way, that's what it looks like in a hand, which might have been what that hand was for in the first place, so. But, yeah, for me at least, it's a bit hard to kind of tell what I would give, because realistically, I don't really find much of a problem with this figure. Detail-wise, it's fantastic. Paint-wise, it's great. You've got dead like blood everywhere and ripped clothing. You've got the destroyed face, which looks amazing. You've got the detail, you've got the blood. He's got some good movement, and it makes sense. You know, he's not someone who can do a ballet dance. He's got some great ideas. So overall, it's fantastic. And I guess for what it is, it would be an 8 because I know there's probably better NECA toys out there. At least for me. Although, the ability to have him to do the splits, for me, is just pretty damn awesome. And you can have him like... Whoop. Look up and fall down because his hat fell off. I guess you could say some of the range of movement is hampered. I guess that could be a reasoning. His head doesn't go all the way up, so he can't like look at you straight in the eye unless you do some tricks. That's probably one of the hamperingness. And his mask sometimes doesn't stay on the way you want. Oh man, the stuff you can do, I love it. Anyway, that's just me. Aussie Viking out. I shall see all in Valhalla. Really love this. And yeah. So Valhalla, bye.